Hey everybody, my name is Nicole Kennedy and I'm a Double Dime leader here with It Works Global. And I am so excited to have Christin Lovett jump on with us to be able to share some of her tips and tricks on how she has signed 30 customers under 30 days. She actually just reached her 30 days in the business as of March the 8th. So I am really excited to bring her in here. I think she's on there. Yep, I see her. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to unmute her and we are going to dive right in because we know that it is a Sunday night and we all got to get ready for Mondays. So, because who doesn't love a Monday? And especially now that we all lost an hour, we're probably all just like going cuckoo. So I want to go ahead and with no further wait, we're going to go ahead and dive right in and get started. Christin, I am going to unmute you. Let me find you. You're on iPad. Okay. Let's see. Unmute. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Hey, Christin.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you tonight?
I am living my best life.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us all a little bit about yourself.
My name is Christin. I am a mom of two. I have a 3-year-old daughter who, Nicole, actually, she was her teacher. I also have a 10-month-old sweet angel baby boy, wife, and I have been a registered nurse for almost 8 years now. And yeah, like Nicole said, I've been with the company for my 1-month anniversary. And I'm just excited. I feel like this is something I didn't think that I could ever do. And I think that made me, can you hear me?
Yep, yeah.
Oh no, you're frozen. Am I frozen?
No, I can still see you. I can still hear you. You're good.
Oh, you can't hear me? Okay, because I can't hear you.
But so, are you still there? Hopefully we didn't lose her. Christin, are you still there? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, I see you. I see your name, but I don't see anything with you. Okay, wait for a second for her to hop back on. Okay, so she's going to talk a little bit about, there she is. Okay, go ahead. There you are. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me unmute you again. Okay, there you go. Now you're good.
Well, girl, you're trying to give me a stroke.
Okay, so that was a little bit about you. So first off, so where do you get most of your customers from?
My host to post.
Okay. So which host to post do you typically use?
My go-to is the coffee. Just because I try to do things that I've actually used. And since I still am breastfeeding, so there's, things like the thermoflight that I haven't tried yet. So I don't want to try to sell something that I haven't super used yet. Because that's how I get my people is I relate to them, and it's just easier for me to make that connection. So yeah, my go-to is definitely the coffee because I'm obsessed with it right now.
Yes, I know. So am I. I don't know how I can deal without it. Absolutely. Okay, so first of all, so how do you open up and initiate conversations just from a host to post about the coffee? So like, how do you start your conversations just from coming from a host to post, not even knowing these people? What is your very first line that you typically say?
So normally I go as far as with the coffee, like I start off with the scripted thing that I got off of Dreamcatchers, explaining, hey, I'm so glad you're interested in the coffee, this is what it is, this is what it does, yada yada yada, and then we do the how much weight do you want to lose, what's your goal, and so I kind of base it off of that, and kind of see, some people will open up to me a little, they're more, more chatty. They want to, tell me everything, and I kind of base it off of that and whether or not I can upsell it or not. And then, if it's somebody who, sometimes you have those people that ghost you and you have to message them like every single day. I kind of go into how it works for me as far as the coffee, how I use it every day and, what I put in mine and things like that. So.
Okay. So how does a basic conversation usually play down to? So how does it usually from start to finish? How does it usually go?
You're breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, boo.
Oh. Okay. So how does a typical conversation go with you? So from like start to finish with all of your conversations with your host to post, how do they typically run? Am I freezing everybody? Am I okay? I'm good? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm okay. Okay, I'm good? Okay. So I know how Wi-Fi can be. It's not fun at all. Where'd you go, Kristen? I don't know where she went. There she is. Okay. You keep on dialing in and out. Hold on. Okay. Try and talk now.
Can you hear me?
Yes. There we go. Okay. So give us a little bit of a rundown of like a basic conversation from like start to finish.
Okay, so like I said, normally I start with the general, the scripted, this is what the product is, this is what it does. I ask about their goals and I'll say, depending on, they'll say, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. And I'll say something like, yes, that sounds like an awesome goal. I would love to help you reach that. And I'll say something like, I would recommend this with the coffee or with whatever product, or, and then like I said, I kind of base it off of what they're saying. I kind of show them, like say it is the coffee, like I said earlier, I kind of show them or let them know like how I use it, how it works for me in my day, give me, with the energy, yada yada. I'll say things like, I talk about how I think it tastes, or just things like that. Like I know a lot of times people will ask me something like, I don't like black coffee, I don't drink black coffee, what can I add to it? So, my go-to thing for it is just, what I think it tastes like. I always normally say, the MCT oil, the powder gives it a creamier taste or consistency. I say, to me, it tastes like a cappuccino. I say, and I put vanilla extract and cinnamon in mine. And then I'm, ready for the day. And, I really just talk more. I really just, as far as the conversation, I really just base it more of, I let them know that I want to help them reach whatever goal that they have. and that this is what I think that we can do to reach that goal.
Okay, so how would you upsell from the coffee? How do you typically upsell from the coffee? How do you introduce it to them?
To upsell it?
Yeah.
So I mean, right now I've been trying to roll with the Mocha Dream, because I like the greens. I love using the greens, and so that's one of my go-tos is the greens also. So I normally if I'm doing the coffee, like, I'll say, I'll do my spiel about the coffee. I'll say, and we actually have this promo going on called our Mocha Dream, blah blah. And I don't really know how I don't really know how I
It just happens. It just kind of catches in the flow.
yeah, I mean, like,
it just happens.
I'm telling, it really has. Yes, it really has been so crazy. Like, I feel like I've talked to so many new people in the last 30 days. Like, I feel like I've almost like blacked out. Like, I don't even know. Seriously, I mean, it's hard to, especially being a newbie, something I've never done. Like, it's really hard to say what exactly works and what I exactly do, because I feel like I almost change what I say every day, because I really do base it off of the person. Like, I kind of let them be the one to lead me into where I'm going. You know what I mean?
So
I don't know if that.
No, it makes complete sense, because everybody's different, and you want to treat them like an individual instead of just another script, another person, somebody else to get,
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you typically, I mean, since everybody's different, do you have like something that you go to seal the deal? So how do you kind of talk about the loyal customer program? What is some verbiage that you use to them to seal the deal and tell them about the program?
So when I do the loyal customer, because I guess the one thing that stood out to me about it was that, because I mean, I get it. Sometimes people don't want to spend the money. Sometimes for some people, $40 is a lot, and I get that. So, for those people, I don't want to just assume everybody wants to spend that kind of money for, when you throw that, 3 months in a row, that, that's the kicker. So I try to kind of elaborate on that, so the loyal customer, you'll get my discount, 40% off discount, you'll get your 10% back, as long as, and you'll agree to buy one product for 3 months, for 3 months. I'll say, but the great thing about that is, if for some reason you're not feeling this product, you can always try something different. Or if you want to continue with your healthy lifestyle or change it up, that's the best thing about it, is that you're not stuck to that one product, and you can basically try one different product a month for 3 months and see what you like. I try to upsell it like that, rather than making it seem like they're stuck with just one thing for just 3 months. And it's worked so far. I really haven't had anybody, yeah, I know sometimes people, I've seen, people just want to do a one-time order. I think that's literally I've only had to do that twice. So
that's awesome.
I don't know. Like I said, I might be blacking out when I talk to these people, but something is working.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing awesome. You're rocking it. So coffee is like your number one thing to sell, or do you have another preferable product that you like to talk to them about?
So like I said, I normally, right now, I'm talking about the things that I use and every day, which is the coffee, the keto energy, the collagen, and the greens. So, and I've done a cleanse, so that'll be next. But so yeah, I talk about those 4. And especially if there's some people who say, they respond to a post, but then, they ask about what other products. Those are my go-tos because I use them every day. But I've also, the thermophyte has been a huge thing too. Normally if I do the coffee, I've also been trying to upsell to the thermophyte as well.
Gotcha. So what is like, so if
That's
you
my
don't
go-to.
have somebody that says that they need to think about it, how fast do you follow up with that person to try and get them as a customer?
Honestly, I follow up with people. It's especially if it's somebody who's reached out to me or who has actually commented on something on one of my posts or one of the hosts' posts. I normally follow up with them every single day because the way I look at it, I have 1,000 things going on, and so I know for me, I'm not, if somebody doesn't follow with me consistently every single day, I'm not going to remember. So I just kind of base it off of that. And I kind of, you have those people who will go days without responding. I try to kind of sort of maybe hold them accountable. I'll say something like, hey, I know you were interested in the coffee to, help you lose, whatever pounds they said, maybe it's 40 or 50, are you still interested in trying to lose that weight, meet your goal? Or, I'll say something like, hey girl, I want to help you meet your goals. Let's get your order in. We can do this. I kind of am like their cheerleader. I'm trying to encourage them, but also hold them accountable so they don't forget that, we have these products they can try.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So why are you so focused on enrolling so many customers? Oh no. Of course. Like the one question everybody's like dying to know. Let's see. Oh, of course. Come back to me. Okay. Now let me unmute you. Hold on. There you are. Okay, there you go. So
am I doing something? I don't know
it's
what's happening.
probably
I
your
don't know why
internet. It's probably your internet connection. It's probably where it is, where you are in the house. All right. So why are you so focused on enrolling so many customers?
I think right now because it's something that, like I said, I didn't know that if it's something that I would be good at. And it's kind of, once I started and once people started saying yes, I was like, oh yeah. It's almost like it lit a fire underneath me. I was like, people started saying yes. And, I've had people at our gym say, hey, I see your post. I see what you're doing, and so it's got me pumped. I'm like, oh yes, I'm just rolling with it. I'm staying positive. I'm rolling with the momentum, and hopefully some of these people, they can actually eventually be a part of my team. So, that's the big thing. I think I'm just taking off with it. It's like I'm telling you, it has lit a fire underneath me that these people are responding the way they are. I guess it's an awesome feeling.
I love exactly what you just said. You're enrolling so many customers because you hope that they become a team member. I love that. I love that. That is like, I don't know, that was like the icing on top of the cake. That was perfect because, of course, if they've tried the products and they're happy with them, you can sit there and you can follow up with them later on and say, hey, I know you love this coffee so much. So why not try and get wealthy as you're getting healthy? Like, I absolutely love that. That was perfect. That really was perfect.
Yeah. it's a win-win. You know, these people, you're going to use awesome products, and you're basically just going to tell other people what they did for you. I mean, literally, that's a win-win.
Yes, absolutely. Was there anything that you wanted to add on top of that, Kristen? Any tips, tools, tricks, something that, you know, somebody else that might not be, you know, doing that you're doing that maybe you as our team personally we're not doing, but you are, and it's working successfully for you? Is there anything that you want to share with us? No?
There's something, you know, that I just think that I mean, because it to me it looks like y'all have literally tried everything. I just think that as far as, you know, because I know our team is on fire. I know that we have a lot of people joining us. I guess the one thing I would say is to not get discouraged, because, you know, I mean, I still have a part-time job to, you know, every single minute of my day into, absolutely. But at the end of the day, I normally am working my business early in the morning, before my kids wake up. I'm doing it late at night, or literally while I'm driving from patient to patient. So, you know, don't get discouraged, because it's not something that you have to put 24 hours in the day in, because I mean, as long as you're consistent, and as long as you truly honestly believe in it. And I think that's been the biggest thing for me is, like I said, it's lit a fire in me, and I feel like I believe in myself, and I believe that I can do this. I mean, just for us new people, just don't get discouraged. Just, you can do it. Just keep at it, keep working at it, and just, I mean, I literally watch 100 videos a day if I have, you know, if I have the time to. I think I fell asleep the other night watching the video. I mean, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. I mean, it's hard, but I love it at the same time. So just for all of us new people, just stay positive, because it's been freaking awesome. I'm
Yay.
so stoked about this whole experience.
Yeah, she will legit message me like when we're on break or something like that. She will message me. She'll be like, "Oh my goodness, I got to send over this video that I just got done listening to in the car on the way to my next patient's house." Like, she's constantly watching something. She's constantly doing self-development, and nothing like has been slowing her down or stopping her. So I love your energy. I love exactly what you've brought to our team, and keep banging it out, girl, because you are on fire, and you definitely motivate the rest of us to be able to do the same thing. Does anybody have any questions for her? Anybody have any thoughts? Now's the time. I'm going to open up the floor for a second. Don't be scared. I know her palms are probably sweating. She's like, I've never done this.
Girl, my whole body is sweating.
All right, so we had one. How does she bring up post to post? How do you bring up post to post, Kristen?
So I think at first I think I used one of the scripted, hey, I know you know, blah, blah, blah. But, so I literally just, people who, have liked a bunch of my stuff, or like a bunch of my posts, whether it be a work post or just a normal post, I'll be like, hey girl, you know, I try to be personable, you know, throw something like that, you know, hey, you know, I see you, you know, your kids are so cute, you know, whatever. And then I kind of ease that in at the end. You know, I would really, what would you think about, putting a post up for me? I would greatly appreciate it. It helped me out a lot, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then normally that leads to a customer too, because then that person that is doing the post, you know, you've spiked that interest, and they want to know, like, well, hey, you know, I want to know what you're selling, girl.
Right. Your favorite self-development?
Oh gosh, what you mean?
Like, what do you do for self-development? Like, what kind of things do you work on personally to, you know, help you along the way? Do you watch somebody in particular? Do you read something? Do you just listen to a podcast, or is it what kind of videos? Just to kind of grow yourself.
I would say, honestly, the videos, every time Brittany or Katie posts a video, because normally I can't, normally, 9 o'clock is at prime time. I'm trying to get the baby situated and I can't jump on and do it live. So I will do those 3 little dots and I will save it and watch it the next day on my way out to work. But it's really just the videos. I take notes while I watch the videos, and I mean, that's really my go-to. Brittany, Katie, videos. They are fire.
So which one do you mainly focus on, Facebook or Instagram, or both?
I try to do both. I'm getting into the like the Instagram, the stories a lot. But for some reason, I feel like as far as reaching out to people, I go more off of Facebook.
Okay. Do you have any tips for someone that has had a hard time putting customers, or someone who gets a lot of no's?
Someone who gets a lot of no's.
Are you meaning to like put up a post, or just customers in general? Let's see. So yeah, just let us know if you're doing, if you're talking about more post to post, or if you're just talking about customers in general, and then we'll come right back to that one. Do you have, did you do a host to post before you tried the products yourself?
Yes, I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did do well, just because I literally was ready to start rolling the day that I signed up.
Oh, yeah.
And it took what? It takes 2 weeks. I think it took me almost 2 weeks to get my pack in, and there, I'm not gonna lie, there are things that I hadn't tried anything yet, and so I just started. I did Katie's product video. I watched that. I just started reading up on things. I asked Nikki a lot of questions, and I just started rolling with it.
Oh yeah, she had my inbox on fire. How do you get distributors, and what do you say to them?
So right now I'm mostly, as far as distributors, going to people that I think that I can relate to more. So, I mainly started this business because I wanted to be home more with my kids, as a nurse, and the crazy hours and things like that. I just wanted to be home more. So, right now I'm gearing more towards, those stay-at-home moms, or, people that I guess I can kind of relate to, so that I can kind of show them, I have that relationship, we have things in common. So as far as branching out of that, I'm not sure yet. We'll have to do another video once I start doing that. But right now I'm just trying to keep it to, like I said, things that people I can relate to, so that, when they start asking me, how is it working for you? Like, I can give them an honest answer, if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. So go back to that one question. Do you have any tips for someone who gets no's in general, just customers in general?
For like if they say no?
Yeah.
So I haven't really had any. I've had one person flat out tell me no. She said, let's see, what was the wordage? She said something about, she talked to a friend, and she, was overwhelmed or something like that. So, lit a little fire underneath me because she reached out to me. But I just was like, hey, I understand. I just try to say something so that I can still, eventually maybe follow up again. I don't delete people because I know that they'll still see my stuff. But I haven't really had anybody just flat out tell me no yet. So I'll have to ask that one. I'll have to work on that one.
Okay. So once you talk about the price and stuff like that, and somebody doesn't reply back to you like right away, how do you go back and reapproach them after you've already discussed the price? Katie, I hope that's what you're asking. I just kind of reworded it a little bit. Hopefully that's what you were going for.
So normally like I said, like I was saying earlier, as far as like kind of holding the people, like holding them accountable, I try to, if I have somebody that hasn't, after I bring up the price, that hasn't, they haven't said anything for a day or so, I still just go with I know that you are super interested. Do you still want to work on that goal? I want to help you, and I kind of remind them that they're the ones that wanted to try the product, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. That's a really good tip.
Because I don't like to just, for me, I don't talk about price because I don't want people to feel like I'm like just strictly selling a product. So I kind of just remind them, or sometimes, since it's starting to warm up, I'll say, hey, let's get this order in, let's meet your goal. It's almost summertime, I'll try to throw something like that in there too, just to remind them like, hey, let's do this.
Yeah. So how do you approach a potential DT for the first time?
Let's see. So the girl that I just signed, Brittany, I'm pretty sure when I first started talking to Brittany, we were actually talking about products, about her purchasing the products. And then I was like, hey, I think I want this person on my team. So then I just kind of changed gears and was like, because she has a little girl. I know that she wants to be home more. So I just geared toward, I went in that direction with it. Instead of more of selling her the product, I went more on, hey, I want you to do this journey with me. Let's do this together. That's how I got my girl.
I love it. I love it.
Who thinks she's fixing to have a potential customer, her first one, and she just signed, I think, Friday.
Yay. All right. So I'm going through, for your first host to post, did you go through people you already knew, like friends and family, on social media, and any tips for those that don't have many contacts to begin with?
So yeah, so when for my host to post, yeah, I mostly do it. I've mostly asked people that I already knew. And if it was somebody that I didn't know, it was somebody that we had mutual friends. As far, I kind of like stalk people, stalk their Facebook, like their friends list, to see if we have mutual friends. And so if it's somebody that I don't know, it's somebody like that, it's a mutual friend of me and someone else. So it's not just a total stranger. So they don't think, because I did try a total stranger. I had just friended her and she was like, hey, I just got a friend request. Do I know you? And I was like, no. So I try to ask people that, we do have that similar, at least one similar friend.
So what do you typically say to someone that you want on your team? So once you approach a potential DT for the first time, how do you initiate the conversation?
So for that, I base it off of, I guess I explain to them how I've done so far, and like why I wanted to do it. I start off with hey, I know that you've seen that I've started my own business. I'm doing something new. I talk about how it's done for me, and for me personally, I have more confidence. It's like I said earlier, it's lit a fire underneath me. It's going to give me the financial freedom for me to be home with my kids. And so I just I talk about how it's made me feel and what it's done for me so far. And then I just kind of say something like, I would love for you to start this journey for me. I think this is something that we can do together. And yeah, I kind of make it seem, I think I go ahead and start it off as like a team, like it's going to be a team effort, because at the end of the day, like we're all we're one big team.
Absolutely right. So I'm kind of skimmed over this one, but I'm going to read it out loud, and I'm probably going to answer it for you. I've been told all these products are a scam. Going through that stuff, it won't sell. So, I'm going to kind of personally answer that one. Is you ignore them, because when somebody tells you something, but you have other goals in mind, don't let one person hold you back. Because if that one person is going to hold you back, you have no idea what you can actually accomplish in your life. Because if that were the case, then I promise I wouldn't be where I am today. So that is the one thing that you have to realize, is that if one person has something negative to say, guess what? That's one. That is one out of a billion people that you could have on your Facebook, on your Instagram, through any type of social media. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of help you with that one. Is that it's just one person. And if they don't agree with what you're doing, one, you can let them watch you, or two, you can sit there and say, I'm sorry, I don't want anybody negative in my life. I'm having a clear and positive mindset, but I appreciate your feedback. So that's one thing that I would say to them. Katie blocks them. Or you could do that too. All right. I do too. Like, bye. Yep. Yeah, I actually had somebody, and it was funny because I was actually sharing it with my team. Is I had somebody, and they were like, nope, can you just leave me alone? But she likes every single one of my posts, every business and every product post that I still put up. She keeps on liking it, loves it, or comments on it. So I'm keeping her around because she's watching. She's been watching me for almost 2 years. So it frees up space for your friends, right? I only have 5,000. I love it. All right. Does anybody else have any more questions for Christin? How she seals it, anything like that?
And I'm sorry I kept glitching in and out, guys.
You're fine. Technology for you. Technology. No big deal. Yeah, absolutely. You just move on. All right, you guys. So we really want to thank you for definitely joining. You guys have been amazing. Thank you guys for all your questions. If you guys have any more questions, need anything, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to help. But really want to thank you guys for joining us. And Christin, keep killing it. We're rooting for you. We're so excited for you. And thank you guys. I hope everyone has a great night and an awesome weekend.
Thank y'all.